Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today, and today we are going to be doing a little bit of stuff to the SV650. Nothing really that difficult. One of the things that you deal with when you deal with motorcycles, when you're trying to maintain them, take care of them, are things like this. Maintaining and adjusting a chain. Now for my speed triple, I have this, a nice high dollar pit bull stand, and this is designed specifically for a single swing arm motorcycle. Well, the SV650 is not a single swing arm motorcycle, which means that stand will not work for it. So I don't want to spend an enormous amount of money. As you know, this bike is an experiment for me. This bike is so that I can learn to ride a little better, do track days, that sort of thing, without breaking the piggy bank. So what I did, I went out yesterday, I bought some spindles. I'll show you those here in just a minute, and I bought an inexpensive stand. I'll show you that as well. So grab you a cup of coffee and let's get to putting some spindles on this thing and getting this inexpensive stand adjusted for this motorcycle so that we can adjust the chain, change the oil, clean wheels, take back tires off, that sort of stuff. All right, here we go. So the first thing we're going to address is the issue of spindles. So what is a spindle for those who don't know? And I know that most motorcycle riders, guys that are doing their own maintenance, they understand this stuff, but I am not making any assumptions because I am somewhat new to the game. I'm just going to be quite honest with you, certainly in this. Now these are called, or spindles, they're actually called spools. So these are smooth swing arm spools from a company called Speedmetal. They're $24.99, got them through Cycle Gear. I'm sure you can get them anywhere. I will post the part number and that sort of thing down below in the description. And if I can, maybe I'll drop a part number up here also. So the Speedmetal swing arm spools. The other thing I could not find online, and I was looking, was what size are the threads? Because it was funny, whenever I would type in SV650, it would say that it would fit that, but wouldn't fit the SV650X. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. These are 8mm, I repeat, 8mm spools. They come in a 6, an 8, and a 10. If it's an 8mm spool, it will fit on the 2019 SV650X. So there you go. You don't have to worry about that one anymore. So let's see where these things go and how it's going to be. Obviously with a stand, you can set the stand under the swing arm itself, but these little threaded holes right here, that right there is where the spool is going to go. There's one here on this side, and there's one here on this side. Looks pretty simple. 2 holes, two bolts, basically. We're going to get a little bit of Loctite, put them on there, and there is no torque spec for them. We're just going to put some mojo on it and let it go at that. So let me grab a wrench and some Loctite. So let's get these bad boys unboxed. Not much to it, as you can see. It's just a little spool there, and I'll show you how the stand will go in it once we get these installed on the motorcycle. But there they are, just 2 of them, one for each side. Very, very simple. I know there are a lot of motorcycle guys out there going, man, you don't need to be doing an install video on swing arm spools. Anyone can put a swing arm spool on, and you are absolutely correct. But there are a lot of people out there that don't even know swing arm spools exist. So we got a little blue Loctite on here, and we're just going to put it right in there. Just finger tighten it in. I'm going to go do the other side. Now, as you can see, they have a little squared off edge right there. I just grabbed the wrench that looked like it would fit it the closest. This is a 19mm. Again, I did not see a torque spec on it, so I'm just going to put some mojo on it. Now it's just going to be the end of it. I don't want to strip it, but I want it to not come off either. I could go tighter, but I'm going to tell you right now, I learned a long time ago, put a little Loctite on it and don't strip anything. Stripping stuff is bad mojo, man. I've done that before. You're drilling stuff out. Just like that. That's all there is for the Speedmetal swing arm spools to be installed. Very simple, 8mm. So now that we've got the spools installed, what we have to do is we have to get our stand set up. I'm going to show you how it came from the factory and then what we're going to do to make it work with the spools. All right, so this is how the stand comes set up, like this. And this would go up under the swing arm. As you lift it, that would go under the swing arm, and when you lift up, it lifts the bike up. If you take this and just flip it over, it has this notch cut out, and this sits inside that spool that we just put on the SV. So all you got to do is flip that. Now, this stand is the Trackside Stand. It's a little proprietary, inexpensive stand from Cycle Gear, Revzilla, they all have them. This stand retails at $119.99. I paid $89 for it. So it's a 19. Again, you just take this off. You can see it's grooved right there, and that's what holds it from, keeps it from pivoting. And this will go here. My objective on this is to seek out the perfect center for those spools for these notches. Now, how wide or how narrow am I going to have to be? We're about to find out. But I am one that doesn't mind putting it up on a stand, taking it down off a stand, putting it up on a stand, taking it down off a stand. So let's see what we have first try out of the box. Now, I'm not killing this. I'm just snugging it up so it doesn't move, so I know what I have to work with. Just take this and lift it into position on both sides. And I'm going to tell you, that looks pretty darn close to centered on there, so we're going to snug her up. Now, as a guy that has a pit bull stand, I'm going to tell you the Trackside stands, let's just get the cat out of the bag. They're cheap, okay? They are. They're cheap. With spools, I spent just a tad over $100. The stand, the good, pit bull stand, would probably be twice as much as this stand. Will I eventually get a pit bull stand? Maybe. We'll see how this one works. I wanted to do the inexpensive route just to simply see how it is. The big complaint that everyone seemed to have online was these little plastic pieces here, these little plugs, they pop out. I'll glue them in if I have to, do whatever I have to do to keep them in. You can see it's just a tubular metal, little welded brackets. You're looking at the welds, they look okay, they look fine. Certainly enough to support this machine. So let's see if we can get this SV650 up on this stand. All right, so all we gotta do is bring the bike up on center. It's on the spools. I'm gonna move it around a little bit. Not gonna go anywhere because the stand is on each side. And we are going to lift right there. So you can see the bike sits right there in the spool. And this one's on the inside, that one's on the outside. It's all centered. I don't have the motorcycle centered on it. So what I can do, I can simply take this, I can slide the motorcycle right there if I want to center it up on those spools. Now when I do chain maintenance, I want to change a tire, that sort of thing, I can do it. So there you have it. The Trackside Stand and the Speedmetal swing arm spools for the 2019 Suzuki SV650X. Super easy, super simple. Go out, get you some. It's going to make your life a lot easier when you start adjusting that chain, lubing that chain, doing your basic maintenance as we learn to do all of this together. So I want you to do me a favor. Go out, buy the motorcycle of your dreams, eat right, take care of yourself, and remember, if you're not having fun, you are doing it wrong. We'll see you soon.